Welcome to Lamore Tales. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's short story entitled Dreamweaver. Evelyn was an ordinary woman with an extraordinary imagination. A graphic designer by day, she spent her waking hours creating vibrant illustrations for advertisements and packaging, but her real passion lay in what she saw in her dreams. Every night for months, she found herself in a world unlike any she'd ever known, a place where trees shimmered with golden leaves that tinkled like bells, rivers flowed with sparkling crystal water, and the skies burned with colors she couldn't name. In her dreams, Evelyn felt a freedom she hadn't known since childhood. She could run through enchanted meadows where wildflowers sprouted in shimmering colors at her feet, or fly over glittering lakes under violet skies. She often met strange creatures, an owl that could recite poetry, a butterfly the size of a horse, and even the occasional talking tree with secrets hidden in its bark. One night, she met Pip, a clever hare with thick brown fur, who chatted on about his endless schemes to outwit the other animals. He invited her to a meadow where fireflies blinked in tandem with the stars, forming constellations on Earth as they mirrored those above. Here, she also met Oswin, a wise old owl who could answer any question, though never in a way that was straightforward. She knew these creatures well, as though they'd always been part of her life, yet every dream felt like discovering them anew. "Why can't I stay here forever?" Evelyn would sigh when she awoke each morning, her heart heavy with longing for a world that only existed in her mind. Her friends and family thought her tales of this other world were simply the musings of a creative spirit with an overactive imagination. Yet deep down, Evelyn knew this place was more than a figment of her imagination. It felt real, with a weight and depth beyond mere dreams. And then, one night, everything changed. In her dream that night, Evelyn found herself in a quiet, moonlit meadow, her feet sinking into soft moss underfoot. The full moon hung above her, casting everything in a silvery glow. She heard a gentle rustling behind her, and when she turned, she saw a creature standing at the edge of the meadow. It was a fox. Yet unlike any fox she had ever seen. Its fur seemed to shimmer with swirling silver patterns that shifted with every step it took. Its eyes glowed a deep blue, like twin sapphires reflecting an endless sky. "Welcome, Dreamweaver," it said, and its voice was unlike any voice she had heard, soft and musical, like the sound of wind chimes. "Dreamweaver," she repeated, feeling the words resonate in her chest. The fox nodded, moving closer until it was only a few feet away. "You are not here by chance, Evelyn. You have been chosen. A great darkness is gathering in this world, and only someone with your spirit can help us. You are meant to be our bridge between worlds." Evelyn's heart raced. "But I'm just a person. I'm nothing special." "You are more than you know," the fox replied. "In the waking world, your spirit may be confined, but here, you are boundless. You have the power to shape reality, to mend and create." The fox stepped forward, nudging her leg gently with its nose. "When you wake, remember this place. Soon, the boundaries will blur, and you will find yourself here once more." And then the meadow faded, the fox's voice echoing softly in her mind as she awoke, filled with a strange mixture of excitement and dread. For the next few days, Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that something monumental was about to happen. She went through her usual routine, but every moment felt charged with expectation. The colors of her city seemed dull compared to the vibrant hues of her dreams, and the rhythm of the city felt jarring and lifeless compared to the hum of magic she felt in that other world. One morning, she felt the pull as soon as she opened her eyes. She dressed quickly, feeling the tug of something just beyond her reach. Stepping outside, she suddenly felt dizzy, and the familiar streets of her city began to blur and twist. The gray concrete and steel faded, replaced by towering trees with trunks that shimmered as though made of crystal, their leaves a riot of gold, teal, and violet. The hum of city life was replaced by birdsong, the sound of rustling leaves, and the distant music of water flowing over stones. She was in the dream world. But this time, it wasn't a dream. Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling the air fill her lungs like a cool, refreshing elixir. She was here, truly here. She could feel the warmth of the sun on her skin, hear the soft crunch of moss underfoot, and smell the sweet, earthy scent of wildflowers in bloom. Before she could fully absorb her surroundings, she heard the familiar voice of Pip, the hare. He bounded up to her, his ears twitching with excitement. "You're back. I told everyone you'd come," Pip declared proudly, circling around her in delight. "We've been waiting for you, Dreamweaver." Oswin the owl swooped down from a nearby branch, his great wings beating silently in the air as he landed beside her. His yellow eyes shone with approval. "Indeed, you have returned. And just in time." "What do you mean? Just in time?" Evelyn asked, her excitement tempered by a growing sense of apprehension. Oswin glanced toward the horizon, where a dark, swirling cloud loomed, casting a shadow over the land. "The darkness grows. It feeds on despair and fear, and it will consume everything if we do not stop it. You have been called here to help us stand against it." Evelyn nodded, a determined look in her eyes. "I'll do whatever I can to help." "What must I do?" The silver fox, whom Evelyn later found out was named Lyra, became her guide and mentor. Under Lyra's tutelage, Evelyn began to learn the ways of magic, how to channel her own emotions into powerful energies that could shape and influence the world around her. With each lesson, she felt her confidence grow. She learned to calm her mind and focus her thoughts, drawing on the wellspring of power that lay within her. She spent days in the forest, learning to weave illusions, summon light, and even communicate with the spirits that dwelled in the trees. Oswin taught her how to harness her creativity, turning her artistic skills into spells that could protect and heal. Pip, ever the prankster, helped her develop her agility, guiding her through races over roots and streams until she could leap and bound as swiftly as the hare himself. As she trained, Evelyn also discovered that the enchanted world was vast and filled with hidden places. She and her companions ventured to the Lake of Starlight, where she collected shards of crystal water that glowed with an inner radiance, and climbed the echoing peaks, where she learned to channel her voice into a powerful shout that could drive away fear. Yet, with each day that passed, the shadow on the horizon grew darker and more oppressive, and Evelyn knew the final confrontation was drawing near. The day arrived like a storm. The skies darkened, and a chilling wind swept through the land, carrying whispers of despair. Evelyn stood at the edge of a great meadow with her allies, Oswin perched on her shoulder, Lyra standing resolute by her side, and Pip twitching nervously but determined. The shadow came toward them, a writhing mass of dark energy that swallowed the light as it moved. Evelyn felt a shiver run down her spine as she faced it, but she forced herself to stand tall. She closed her eyes, recalling everything she had learned, and reached deep within herself for the courage to face the darkness. "You are not alone," Lyra's voice whispered in her mind. "We are with you, Dreamweaver. Trust in yourself." Drawing on every ounce of strength and hope, Evelyn raised her arms and began to weave a shield of light around her friends and herself. The shadow surged forward, crashing against the barrier she had created, but she held firm. With each heartbeat, she pushed back, pouring her love and hope into the shield, forcing the darkness to retreat. But the shadow was relentless, pressing forward with renewed fury. Just as Evelyn's strength began to falter, her allies rallied around her. Oswin began to sing an ancient song of courage, his deep, resonant voice filling the air with power. Pip darted around her, whispering words of encouragement, while Lyra stood by her side, her fur glowing with a radiant light that bolstered Evelyn's resolve. Together, they drove back the shadow, their combined strength and unity overpowering its darkness. With a final surge of energy, Evelyn unleashed a burst of light that enveloped the shadow, scattering it into nothingness. The meadow was bathed in golden sunlight once more, the darkness vanquished. With the land safe, Evelyn felt a bittersweet tug in her heart. She had grown to love this world and its inhabitants, but she knew she had another life waiting for her. As the sun set, painting the sky with hues of gold and pink, Lyra approached her, her eyes shining with a gentle sadness. "You are now a true Dreamweaver," Lyra said. "Though you may leave, this place will always be a part of you. You can return whenever you wish, and the magic you carry within you will guide you back." Evelyn nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. "Thank you, Lyra. Thank you, Oswin, Pip. I will never forget this place." As she took one last look at the enchanted world, Evelyn closed her eyes and felt a gentle warmth surround her. When she opened them again, she was back in her apartment, the morning light streaming through the window. But something was different. She could feel the magic of the dream world within her, a vibrant energy that colored every moment of her life. With her newfound purpose, Evelyn poured her experiences into her art, sharing the magic of the dream world with others. Her stories and illustrations captivated all who saw them, sparking a sense of wonder and possibility in their hearts. Every night, Evelyn knew she could return to the enchanted realm, and every day, she carried a piece of its magic with her, transforming her world and the world of others into a place filled with possibility, beauty, and hope. Thanks for listening to today's story. Subscribe and stay tuned for more short stories like this one.